Hello my friends and welcome, my name is Dennis and this is the latest update from Ukraine. Let's go for the awesome news because on the south the events are going with the high speed. So you can see that Ukraine captured the main strategic areas in Kherson region. I would say the most important one was Davydov bridge because here we have the main crossroad and the fighting for this particular place wasn't going for nearly 2 months. So today officially we took this part and we're gonna continue to use this road on counteroffensive to reach Borislav. So I guess Russia would build the new defense line over here across this road just not to let Ukrainian army to take Kazatske, Borislav and Novakhovka itself. Let's move to the north over here. Here the advancement of Ukrainian army is great, so let's measure compared to the previous 27 kilometers in just 3 days. And today we reached Duchane. Maybe we already went further than Duchane because we have short delay for this military map just not to let our enemy the information about the current events, and I'm waiting still for the recent update of this chart because the last one was this afternoon, so obviously there's gonna be evening update, but today I'm quite early for that because I need to upload videos every day just to make you informed. What I see, my friends, that we have two of the major vectors over here and over here. All right, let's see the timeline for the recent couple of the days. I will show you like it was 2 days ago, actually 3 days ago it was like that, no movement, and in just 3 days we moved such far distance, and as usual you can see by the movement that we have the two major, probably even 3 major vectors of our counterattack, and all of that is going to Novakhovka and Borislav itself. So the main goal as usual for Ukrainian army is to encircle Russian forces over here. That is why we need to advance from this side more fast compared to this side. Actually it's happening like that, but unfortunately Russians were able to destroy the bridge in Duchane over here, so we need to build the new bridge, pontoon bridge, probably across this river, and firstly we need to use our artillery to hit Russians over here, then build the pontoon bridge and cross the river, and that may slow down our counteroffensive. However, I'm still waiting for the recent update of this military map just to check out whether we were able to cross this part across this road, because further the only way for us is to go straight away to Novakhovka. It's not just one bridge in Duchane, we also have the bridges one in Milove, and here one more in Novokhyry village, and it's quite hard to cross all of them, but mainly here we have just the fields, and so far the soil is not very soft, so we can go across the fields on the tanks and other vehicles to continue our counteroffensive operation. So it's quite a big chance for Russian group to be encircled in that area, and let's see what regiments they have. They have lots of forces, 10 separate special purpose brigade, artillery regiment, motorized brigade, rifle brigade. They have lots of the forces in that area, much more compared to Liman. I think around 6 up to 7,000 soldiers, but they are running away basically because they are afraid to be encircled. From the information we got even from the Russian sources, that they are running very fast with almost no fighting. The final border for Russians could be this river over here in Gulits river, and that is very close to Kherson city itself, and I think that we're gonna firstly push them to Novakhovka to cut the rest of the supplies, because here we cut this part of the bridge, so it's destroyed. However, they were able to build improvised bridge across this part, and little by little they may send small cars with armor equipment. However, it's still not enough for the group that they have in Kherson, so they were struggling for long 2 months. Then we were able to cut supplies for them. By the way, today it was one more attack on Antonsky bridge because they might go with their own feet across that bridge because it was severely damaged, but today it's completely destroyed, so they cannot cross this bridge even with their feet. But still they have 3 of the ferries. I don't know the exact positions of those ships that may transport some of the small cars but not tanks across the Dnieper River. So we do expect the big change in this part of the front line, and I'm very excited about the current situation here. Let's go to the fire detection. Here we have some sort of the fire. I wonder if it's artillery fire or not. Maybe something went wrong with satellite detection, because recently I don't see lots of the fires across the front lines. Maybe most of the fire was connected to the summer wildfires. I see that we are not advancing from Mykolaiv part. Probably we're gonna push them closer to Kherson and then advance from two main directions. Who knows? But I do expect that we're gonna reach the Kherson city by the end of this year, probably much faster, who knows. My friends, if we take Kherson, I do expect some of the changes in Russia itself, because they declared this part as the part of Russia. So if we take one of the major cities that they were able to take during this war, it's the biggest city that they took with almost no fighting. So if we take it back, there's gonna be some pressure on Putin himself. Even now we can see that there's the big conflict between Russian generals and Chechen leader Kadyrov, and also Prigozhin, who is the leader of the Wagner private military campaign. They all start to blame each other for the losses they have in Ukraine. And there is one more part, the intelligence service of Russia, which stays a little bit separate for now, and also Putin himself, who has connections with Kadyrov and military and Wagner group. So we're gonna see how situation may go in case they would lose Kherson city. It's gonna be a big push to the Kyiv for Russian government. And now let's go to the northeast part of Ukraine. We have a huge advancement of Ukrainian army. If you compare it to the Russian advancement, it took them like many months, many weeks to go ahead and take Pisky village or come closer to Bakhmut city. Here you can see that Ukrainian army takes lots of the ground recently, and let's go for the timeline. Just want to show you what happened here during the recent 2 days. So it was 2 days ago, and now it's like that. So we are taking the ground across this river. It's very important, and we can use this part for the rest of the counteroffensive operation that will go to Svatove. So the big risk for Russia is to lose Svatove, because it's the hotspot for the supplies, and it's already very close to the front lines. We can reach it with the simple artillery systems, not even saying about the HIMARS, and we are very close to Crimea. And according to some of the information sources, we already cut Russian supplies across this road. However, I wouldn't trust that information for now, because I just need to reconfirm that information before telling you. But it's just a matter of time, then we'll take Crimea. We're gonna take it very, very soon. And Starobilsk, Svatove. Starobilsk is far away. Next step will be Starobilsk. So Svatove is very important, as well as Troitske. So speaking in general, we need to perform our counteroffensive operation right now before the winter time. Then it's still possible to do on a vast parts of the front lines, and we continue to push Russians because we see the crack between the military management, the militia management, Chechens, and the rest parts of the Russian army. So we need to increase that internal conflict in Russia. And before we go to the latest news and events, let me tell you about my Telegram channel, because I cannot post everything on YouTube because of the YouTube policy. So that is why the Telegram channel is for that stuff. I post there everything that is connected to the current situation, including the action scenes from the front lines themselves. So I highly recommend you to subscribe. The link is in the video description below. Straight away to some of the breaking international news. So we got huge fire, not in Ukraine, but in South Korea. There is the air base, and somehow there are some of the explosions, and we don't know the source of that. And I think yesterday North Korea tested its ballistic rocket. They fired it towards Japan, and now we can see the huge fire in the airbase of South Korea. I wonder if it was attack of North Korea or not. I hope it wasn't, because it may spark a new conflict in Asia. This is the airbase itself. It's very close to the sea, and here's the spot of the fire, and the name of the airbase is Gangneung Air Base. And here we have the place on the map, not far away from the North Korea, I would say. This is the list of the military equipment that Ukraine is going to receive from the United States very soon. So 4 high mobility artillery rocket systems, HIMARS. We're gonna receive 4 more, hot vases, and many other stuff. So thank you, America, for helping Ukraine. Our guys continue to take more cities, towns, and villages on the south, and not only putting Ukrainian flags, filming it. So that is how we receive the information for the deep state map live that I got on most of my videos. So we have the confirmation taken by our soldiers. This is the Russian soldier, commander of the small group of people. He said that from 23 people, only 7 left. He said that to journalists. By the way, the nickname of this guy is Cannibal. So we don't know why 7 people just left there. Russia already mobilized 200,000 people for their army, but the quality of those people is very low. They usually drink a lot of vodka. They are not obeying to the orders, so they will create chaos for Russian side on the front lines, believe me. But still, they gonna fight at some point, causing losses for Ukrainian army. Our tactics is to take sophisticated weapons, rockets, artillery systems that may destroy those mobilized soldiers. Modern day war is a little bit different. It's not going to be the fight between large groups of soldiers on the ground. It's going to be artillery fight, aviation, armored vehicles, and for that Russia doesn't have resources. What they have is old Soviet weaponry that is in lack of precision, lack of range, and other stuff. From the Ukrainian side, we have Western allies who provide with highly sophisticated weapons Ukrainian army. Today I read the article of the Times and Guardian. They were saying about the nuclear Russian train that is ongoing to Ukrainian direction. They got that information from the Polish expert. At first I was interested about it, but then I read more information about those nuclear trains. They are used by Russia constantly. They are in a constant movement. The rockets they carry can fire towards United States of America, so they don't need really to move that train closer to Ukrainian border to fire the nuclear rocket to Ukraine. And why do they move? Because it was the movement, the strategy from the Soviet Union. They thought that United States would not know the place of the launch of the nuclear weapons, and it's normal stuff, my friends. So it's not a big threat, nuclear threat from those trains right now, as for today. I trust Western intelligence and especially United States, and they say that for now it's not a sign that Russia is preparing for the nuclear attack on Ukraine or any kind of other country. Yeah, it was the alert in Japan. I think this morning North Korea launched the rocket. It overflown the territory of Japan from the information I got, and rocket went to the ocean. And this is the warning. Air sirens in Japan. Today I was in the center part of the Kyiv and I heard the sirens. It's usual stuff for our country. Elon Musk's saga continued till this morning. He probably woke up and got hangover and he started to write messages. I still very much support Ukraine, but I'm convinced that massive escalation, blah blah blah. And we gave Starlinks to Ukraine and lost $80 million by doing so. I would say yes, we got awesome help from Elon Musk. I hope that they will not switch off their Starlinks for Ukraine, because it was the big attack from Ukrainian people on Elon Musk Twitter. We were very angry about his recent tweets, but it's just his opinion, and he has the right on his opinion because we live in democratic society. But his ideas are touching my country, so we also have the right to react on that. And my Starlink antenna is coming in 2 days, so I'll get my own review probably on that one. This box was found on free territories, and basically Russians tortured local people by pulling off the teeth that got some gold. I don't know how to call Russian soldiers after what they've done to our people, to Ukraine itself. It's not gonna be the good attitude for Russia and Russians. We have pure hate to that country and the government, the soldiers. It's terrible. And we got the information from Ukrainian inspection that Russia could potentially mine first and second reactors of the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. NATO officially received the membership application from Ukrainian side, and I hope in couple of years, I'm sure that we're gonna be part of NATO. As you probably know, I'm quite skeptical about the European Union, whether Ukraine should join it or not, but I'm sure about the NATO alliance. We need it. But still, I do support European Union integration if the majority of Ukrainians do support it. Russians ally Iran refused to recognize the recent referendums done by Russia in Kherson, Zaporizhia, Donetsk and Lugansk. Interesting. So the only country that recognized that is the North Korea. But still they provided Russia with kamikaze drones, and today we successfully destroyed some of them near to Odessa. My friends, I'm gonna keep you updated on situation here in Ukraine. Don't forget to press the like to this video because it helps to propel my videos around YouTube. Also, if you want to support this channel financially, there are some of the links in the video description below. You may support me on Patreon, PayPal or Donatello, whichever is more convenient for you. I wish you a peaceful sky wherever you are. Have a great time.